Welcome to Simple AI. Today I'm going to show you some of the very basic but very important attributes of the NumPy array, and I'm also going to show you how to access each element in the NumPy array using indexing methods. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, so let me first import the NumPy package. So after importing package, I'm going to create one array named A. I think I should make it two-dimensional. You can give any values, doesn't matter, because we are just experimenting with the array. So now it has created 2 by 3 array, and the elements are as follows. Now if I want to know the number of dimensions for this array, then I can use a.ndim attribute. So this is going to give us a number of dimensions, in our case, which is a two-dimensional array. That's why it has given us number 2. Now if I want to know the shape of the array, then just write a.shape. So it's a 2 by 3 array, so that's why this is the shape, 2, 3. If I want to retrieve the size, then I can use the size attribute. So this is the size of the array, which is basically 3 multiplied by 2, and so we can get the 6 number here. So it's just the multiplication of the each axis, in our case, which is 2 and 3. Now if I want to retrieve the data type of the array, I can use a.dtype. So in our case it is integer 64, because this is the integer values, so it's integer 64. Now I can also use a.item size attribute. This is going to give us a size in bytes for each element. So every element has 8 bytes in memory, so this is the item size of the each element, which is 8 bytes. Now if I use a.n bytes, it is going to give me the total number of bytes in the memory this array is occupying. So it's basically 8 multiplied by 6, which is the size of the array, so we can get 48. So these are the basic attributes of the array. So now I'm going to explain you some of the basics of array indexing as well. So for the sake of simplicity, I can create the new array, which is just a single dimensional array. So now B is a single dimensional array, and now if I want to retrieve the value or the 2 value, then I can write B square brackets and 0. 0 is the index. So at the 0th index we can get the 2 value. So we should always remember, in most of the programming language, the index generally starts from 0. So here at the 0th index we can find number 2. So if I want to retrieve the number 7, then I should write 0, 1, 2, 3. I should write number 3 here. So it is going to give us number 7. Now in Python we can also access the values from the backside. So if I give -1 here as an index value, it is going to retrieve the last value. So in Python, when we are specifically accessing values from the behind, the first value going to be -1, the second value's index going to be -2, and so on. So if I want to access number 5 from behind, then I'm going to give number 3, but it's in -3. So if I give -3, it is going to give me number 5. So we can also access the array from the behind. Now this is just the scenario for the single dimensional array. Now let's talk about the multi-dimensional array. So let me just first print it. So this is a multi-dimensional array. I think it's so it's a 2-dimensional array. So if I want to access the first value 1, then it is at row 0 and the column 0. So I can access it with 0. This is the first value is for a row and the second value is for column. So as you can see, it has given number 1. So now if I want to access number 6 here, so how can I access that? It's on a 0 and 1 row and 0 and 1 column. So as you can see, it's a number 6 we have accessed. So and similar with these, any of the numbers, if you want to access, you just need to pass the what is the row index and what is the column index. So let me just give you the last example. If I want to access number 4, then I can access it by giving the row value, which is 0 and 1. The row value is 1 and the column value is 0, 1 and 2. So the column value is 2. So now as you can see, it's a number 4 adds the. So in this way we can access the 2-dimensional array. Similarly, if I give the minus value in here in 2-dimensional array, this is going to be, so the first value is going to be counted from the front, but the second value is going to be counted from the behind. So the 0 row should be the first, this row, this is the 0 row, and the -1 should be this value. So that's why it has given us 4. So if I want to access number 1 but using minus sign, then I can access it via, it's on a 0, and if you count from behind, it's on a 1, 2 and 3. So it's on a 0th row and -3 position. So you can see it has retrieved, we have retrieved the number 1 here. So you can access number 1 from both ways. Either you can specify A00, it is going to give 1, and similarly you can also use this index using minus sign. So that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching this video. In next video I'm going to cover what is slicing and how we can do in NumPy arrays. Thank you for watching this video. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.